Have you ever pondered how some individuals effortlessly capture the attention of others? Perhaps you find it challenging to comprehend establishing genuine and meaningful connections with those you admire. One potential solution can be found within Stoic philosophy. Stoicism, a school of thought originating in ancient Greece, offers powerful tools surpassing mere superficial reactions. Yes, you read that correctly. In today's lesson, we'll explore how Stoic principles of virtue, self-awareness, and self-control can significantly alter not only how we attract others, but also how we foster deeper and more meaningful bonds. This is particularly crucial because ultimately seduction is not just a game of allure, but also an art of human connection. Hence, we invite you to join us as we unravel the mysteries of this binding philosophy. Know thyself from the Stoic perspective. It's crucial to underscore the immense significance of understanding oneself. Imagine for a moment being in a room full of people, and there's someone who suddenly captures your attention. What initial steps do you take? If you feel comfortable with who you are, you'll behave consistently with your true self, becoming magnetically attractive. This isn't shallow self-awareness. Knowing what you like and dislike is just the beginning. It requires a profound understanding of your desires, values, and boundaries if you aim for success. Stoics considered it extremely important, with their passion for knowledge and desire to live in harmony with nature, to have a deep understanding of oneself, to live in accordance with your most authentic nature. When you live in harmony with yourself, it not only brings fulfillment to your life, but also makes you much more appealing to others. The importance of authenticity in seduction should not be underestimated. People can sense if you're acting genuine, not following a preconceived script. Confidence isn't the result of an inflated ego. Instead, it stems from a clear and honest assessment of what you can offer people and what you desire in return. When you know yourself, you become confident, and this confidence doesn't stem from an inflated ego. This is especially true in the realm of seduction, where lack of self-awareness can lead to failures. Self-awareness is a process that requires time, introspection, and effort. You can jot down your thoughts, ponder them, or discuss them in meaningful interactions with other trusted individuals. When you know yourself better, you become more attractive. Not because you've changed, but because you've become more authentic than ever. The trick lies in being someone who isn't swayed by external influences and possesses immense inner strength, becoming more attractive. If you want to become an expert in seduction from a Stoic perspective, you need to start with understanding yourself. This will not only enhance the quality of your romantic relationships, but also free you in all aspects of your life, allowing you to become the ideal version of yourself. Trust in yourself and your abilities. When discussing trust in one's abilities, especially from the standpoint of Stoicism, we find that self-assurance emerges as yet another fundamental pillar. We're not talking about surface allure or a facade used to impress others. Instead, we're talking about a genuine emotional state that arises from deep self-understanding and self-acceptance. When you have self-assurance, you trust your abilities, your choices, and most importantly, the values you bring to the world as an individual. This self-assurance is evident when considered in the context of seduction. Consider how you would react if you were in the company of someone radiating genuine self-confidence. You don't sense arrogance. On the contrary, it's an aura, an energy that draws you in and makes you want to learn more about this person, to get closer to them. This confidence doesn't stem from external factors like appearance, social status, or wealth. It's the result of living in accordance with virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, which Stoics advocate. By practicing the integration of these principles into everyday life, you can cultivate unwavering self-assurance that is impervious to the fluctuations life brings. This belief is sincere and incredibly attractive. This self-assurance can be developed through the practice of self-reflection and prolonged conscious self-analysis, which is one of the most effective strategies for cultivating this confidence. As you gain a deeper understanding of yourself, you will develop a higher degree of confidence in your actions and choices, which in turn makes you more attractive to others. Confidence is also fueled by competence. Knowing that you're capable of handling whatever life throws at you not only helps you feel comfortable, but also projects an image of resilience and adaptability, traits that are often considered attractive. On the other hand, it's important to remember that true confidence doesn't mean perfection. It means accepting your flaws and doubts even when you experience them, and not allowing such feelings to leave you defenseless. This is what people notice and respect in you. The essence of self-assurance can be distilled into a combination of self-acceptance, competence, and a deep awareness of your worth. This quality seems charming in any setting, but when it comes to the art of seduction, it's a natural outcome of living a virtuous life. It's an art form that involves understanding yourself, accepting yourself, and presenting your true self to the world in a way that inspires others to do the same. Communicate effectively. The ability to communicate effectively is an art form in itself, but when applied to the process of seduction, it becomes a talent. When we speak of communication from the standpoint of Stoicism, we think of something that goes beyond mere message delivery or articulate speech. In this context, we're talking about the ability to connect on a deeper level, to listen and communicate for understanding and being understood. In terms of communication, Stoics place great value on clarity, honesty, and simplicity. In the context of the act of seduction, this translates into an authentic and meaningful encounter. There's no need for games or manipulative strategies. Instead, it's about being honest with oneself and allowing others to do the same in return. True seduction isn't about deceit or conquest. It's more of an act of inviting another person into a relationship. Moreover, Stoics emphasize the significance of presence in any form of communication. Being fully present in a conversation has become radical and, in many cases, incredibly seductive in today's fast-paced society where distractions abound. Simply being fully present in a conversation has become radical. One of the advantages of presence is the ability to actively listen, recognizing subtle nuances in facial expressions or tone of voice in a more authentic and attentive manner. The ability to ask open and meaningful questions is another aspect of good communication. These questions aren't merely meant to fill awkward silences. They aim for a deeper understanding of the other person and stimulate conversation and self-reflection. Through conversation, areas of agreement or even fascinating differences can be discovered, requiring further interaction and debate. This not only demonstrates that you're interested in what the other person has to say, but also facilitates deeper and more meaningful conversation. When it comes to successful communication, nonverbal language also plays a very important role. Success can be achieved in establishing a trusting atmosphere through how you maintain eye contact, your body language, including the tone of your voice, and your composure. Effective communication is a two-way process. It involves speaking and listening, as well as conveying and receiving information. Literally and metaphorically speaking, it's a tool that allows you to reach the heart of another person. When engaging in the act of seduction, you can build a bridge between two souls through communication. The way you build this bridge can have a huge impact on the success of the interaction. Understanding and empathy. Understanding and empathy. If you want to have a meaningful connection with another person, empathy and understanding are key qualities. When it comes to seduction, these skills are necessary. The Stoic perspective adds deeper aspects to these characteristics that resonate with someone adhering to Stoic principles. It's an emotional bridge that breaks down the sense of isolation and loneliness that often separates us. Compassion for another person confirms the fundamental connection we have as human beings. In scenarios of romantic relationships or seductive connections, empathy has the potential to become a spark igniting a great fire, a foundation on which to build a deeper connection. Genuine empathy stands out in a society where connections are often superficial and focused more on appearance than substance. Instead, it's about establishing a genuine connection with someone through deep understanding and exchange. Understanding is equally important. Stoics teach us the value of seeking truth, challenging biased opinions, and being open to changing our views. In the context of seduction, understanding another person goes beyond first impressions and generalizations, taking the time and effort to truly understand who this person is, what drives them, what scares them, and why they're in love. It means understanding another person. By adopting a Stoic approach to empathy and understanding, you can also maintain a certain level of calmness. This allows you to avoid making things overly personal and to avoid projecting your own anxieties or expectations onto another person. As a result, both parties emerge as winners. Practicing empathy and understanding leads to our own emotional and intellectual development, making us more attractive to others while simultaneously improving our own lives. Ultimately, empathy and understanding are not just seduction strategies. On the contrary, they are ways of being that enhance all aspects of our lives, making us better friends, partners, and lovers. They bring us closer to virtue and the good life, leading to more enduring and meaningful pleasure according to Stoic philosophy. The intrigue of mystery. Within Stoicism, the concept of mystery takes on a deeper meaning than in other contexts. Cultivating mystery has long been a successful seduction tactic. The game of secrecy, sometimes characteristic of relationship stages, doesn't just stop there. In this particular case, mystery is an expression of the complexity and depth inherent in the human experience. Stoicism urges us to approach this reality with a sense of gratitude and reverence, simultaneously curious and admiring. Stoics have instilled in us the importance of not taking anything for granted, casting doubt on our biased perceptions, and being open to unexpected experiences in life. Applying this concept to the realm of relationships and seduction, the notion of embracing mystery shouldn't be overly evasive or enigmatic. Instead, it underscores the acknowledgement that each person is a universe of experiences, emotions, and ideas that can never be fully known or described. The act of respecting the mystery inherent in another person can itself be a form of seduction. Having a rich inner life, full of passions, interests, and curiosity, makes you irresistibly attractive to others. This is another aspect of embracing mystery, not because mystery is some unsolved riddle, but because it symbolizes the human capacity to appreciate emotional depth and intellectual complexity. When it comes to the game of seduction, true mystery lies not in not knowing when to send the next text message or what to say to appear appealing. The ability to be a complete and authentic individual, constantly growing and evolving, is what creates a sense of mystery. Stoic mystery, highly encouraged, also has the added virtue of helping you maintain some distance and emotional perspective, necessary to avoid getting trapped in unhealthy attachments or fixations. It's through this that you can enjoy the here and now without worrying too much about what might happen in the future. The philosophy of Stoicism emphasizes that everything is temporary, that everything is in continuous motion, and that true strength lies in our ability to accept, adapt, and find meaning in the endless stream of life. In doing so, mystery becomes something greater than just a seduction method. Instead, it becomes a strategy for interacting with the environment and people around us. This technique not only makes us more attractive to others, but also enhances our own life's journey because it requires an open mind and a thirst to be seduced. No strings attached. Primarily, when it comes to matters of seduction and relationships, the phrase "no strings attached" may create an impression of coldness and lack of individuality. However, when viewed through the lens of Stoicism, detachment is a power that miraculously liberates and strengthens. Stoicism and the art of seduction intersect in such a way that they unexpectedly converge here. Stoics taught that detachment does not mean apathy or lack of care. On the contrary, it is liberation from the shackles of emotions and desires that cannot be controlled, understanding that the only thing we have complete control over is our minds, and how we react to events in our lives is key to this understanding. When it comes to the art of seduction, this manifests in the ability to maintain composure, dignity, and authenticity, regardless of your interests. You can rid yourself of expectations and fears that often hinder true seduction. By practicing detachment, you are no longer bound by thoughts like, "Will she like me?" or "What if she rejects me?" No, you understand clearly that these are external forces beyond your control. The aspects of your behavior that are within your control include how you present yourself to others, how you treat another person as a free individual, and how you maintain your identity and integrity in your actions. When you're on your own path of growth and self-discovery, it helps you appreciate another person for who they are. This perspective not only makes you more attractive in the eyes of others, but also provides space for deeper and more authentic relationships. Seduction ceases to be a power play and validation, becoming a real interaction between two people who value the here and now. You can use the interaction as it is, not for your ego or your future. As a result, it becomes a subtle dance with the real, one that is lived, not possessed. This space of freedom and acceptance is often where the most significant and satisfying interactions can occur. On the other hand, Stoic detachment in the context of seduction is not a method for winning someone's love or admiration. It's a method for gaining control over yourself, finding peace and satisfaction in your own company. Surprisingly, it is this sense of inner contentment that makes you extremely attractive to other people. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is a highly valued quality, yet often misunderstood. Recently, it has garnered significant interest, and rightfully so. This attribute serves as the key to self-awareness and understanding others in various human interactions, including seduction. The value of emotional intelligence as a tool cannot be overstated. Stoic teachings underscore the importance of self-awareness and understanding one's own emotions as a means to facilitate more effective interpersonal exchanges. Demonstrating awareness of your own emotions enables you to remain calm and composed even when faced with emotionally charged circumstances. This particular ability is exceedingly attractive in all types of interpersonal relationships. However, emotional intelligence extends beyond mere self-awareness of one's emotions. It also requires keen attention and sensitivity to the feelings of others. This entails paying attention to nonverbal cues, such as body language or tone of voice, which are often overlooked in verbal communication. Genuine connection in seductive interactions is established through these nuances. Stoic philosophy instructs us to respond rather than react. This means that while the feelings and actions of others are beyond our control, our own reactions are within our jurisdiction. Responding appropriately and justly is essentially seductive. Understanding when to approach and when to distance oneself, when to communicate and when to listen, when to disclose information, and when to maintain a certain degree of restraint, imbues wisdom. Emotional intelligence endows us with the ability to ensure that another person feels recognized, heard, and understood. This talent is almost irresistible in a world where so many feel misunderstood or neglected. It fosters deeper connections with others and ultimately with oneself. It enables people to engage in interactions that are meaningful, satisfying, and genuinely connected. Number 8. Extreme self-care. People who prioritize self-care sometimes find themselves sidelined. This is essential for mastering the art of seduction. While this may seem associated with vanity or selfishness, from the Stoic perspective, it holds great significance. Why? Primarily because self-care is not just an act of self-soothing, but an act of self-respect and, ultimately, an illustration of self-love. Stoics believe that self-control and environment matter when caring for oneself. According to the saying, you can't see yourself in an empty jar. In other words, proper nutrition, physical activity, personal hygiene, and adequate rest are not futile aspects of your overall health, but vital components. From the perspective of how others perceive you, a well-maintained body is not only more attractive, but also serves as a vessel for your energy and goals. When you feel good in your body, that well-being radiates, altering your self-perception. This is why a well-groomed body is attractive not only on the surface. On the other hand, it's not limited to physical elements. Another component of self-care is allocating time for self-reflection and the development of mind and soul. One way to embody this is by engaging in activities such as meditation, reading for personal growth, or even setting aside moments for breathing exercises and mindfulness. When you have a sense of inner balance, you have much more to bring to any social interaction, whether persuasive or not. Self-care is an act of self-elevation. A person who exudes a genuine sense of inner strength is irresistible. There's nothing more attractive than such a person. Doing things for yourself demonstrates that you deeply value your life and that the sense of self-worth is irresistible. This can be used as a means of preparation for life and, in this particular scenario, for the game of seduction. By developing the ability to see yourself as someone worthy of care and allure, you can naturally convey this idea to other people. It's not about trying to convince another person of your value. On the contrary, it's about presenting your value in such a way that it's practically irrefutable. Learning this dance is worthwhile because it's beautiful and authentic. Respect and consent not only contribute to improving a person's emotional and social life, but are also essential elements for practicing seduction. In other words, seduction is not just an act of captivating someone. Rather, it's a process of establishing relationships based on trust and reciprocity, where both parties can freely express themselves. In this era of self-discovery and social consciousness, the importance of mutual respect and consent in all encounters, especially those of a more intimate nature, is difficult to overstate. In this context, the steadfast wisdom shines brightest. Stoics believe that our primary responsibility is to live in accordance with nature, which entails recognizing and respecting the inherent dignity of others. This belief is central to Stoic philosophy. It's essential to acknowledge the importance of respecting the space, boundaries, and autonomy of others, as well as refraining from doing what the other person does not wish to do. It involves communication in an open and honest manner, asking questions, listening to what others say, and ensuring that each step or gesture is appreciated. Contrary to common belief, consent is not a one-time checkbox that is ticked and then forgotten. Instead, it's an ongoing conversation. By engaging in this practice, you not only increase your chances of developing a meaningful connection, but also clear the clouds of misconceptions that often lead to unfavorable or even emotionally charged situations. Stoicism demonstrates that this practice is not only moral, but also a form of self-control and virtue. Stoicism, a philosophical school of thought, acknowledges that another person is not a means to an end, but rather an end in themselves. This is a statement of wisdom and justice. Another person is a goal in themselves and for themselves. Actions of respect and consent are revolutionary in a society that often views seduction as a power play or transaction. Despite there being a certain energy in the ambiguity that often accompanies the initial moments of attraction, this electricity should never come from a game. Knowing how to navigate these exciting times without losing sight of the common humanity that makes us deserving of respect and dignity is the highest art of seduction. This is particularly important when it comes to the art of seduction. Both respect and consent offer the opportunity for a deeper connection, opening avenues not only for the meeting of bodies, but also for the meeting of minds and souls. Thus, you are not only engaging in the practice of seduction, but also laying the groundwork for a life that is more meaningful and fulfilling for you. Number 10. Relationships. Relationships, true, authentic connection, are the pinnacle of the art of seduction. It could even be said that it's the goal of all effort. The optimal human desire goes beyond surface attraction, attachment, and seduction. What permeates our innermost being is the authentic connection with another individual. It's not just an exchange of glances, but a collision where our spirits meet. The principles of Stoicism can indeed shed light on our path in this regard. The fundamental principle of Stoicism is living in accordance with human nature, which implies establishing meaningful connections with other people and living in society. This philosophy places great value on authenticity and personal integrity, which is crucial given the tendency to get entangled in facades that we present in roles we play, both in seduction and in everyday life. These are but external coverings that conceal our true essence. To establish a genuine connection, these layers need to be peeled away. Establishing authentic connections requires courage in embracing vulnerability. It involves revealing not only one's flawless self, but also one's uncertainties, fears, and imperfections. It means transparently expressing one's intentions and desires, even though it may indeed provoke fear. This is why the connection is so priceless. To be authentic to another person, the ability to also be authoritative when both parties are in this realm of authenticity. The connection between them becomes transcendental, as if they are both tuned into the same purity, which is an area where words often fall short in describing its nature. Authentic connection goes beyond surface-level physical attraction or fleeting kinship. It represents a convergence of intellects, emotions, and beings. When one experiences such a connection, they feel a complete sense of acceptance and understanding. This relates to the aforementioned aspect regarding consent and respect. Respecting each other and acknowledging not only the physical, but also the accompanying emotional and spiritual aspects constitutes genuine connection. Since ancient times, the genuine expression of sincere connection, as manifestations of virtue reflecting the optimal aspects of human nature in action. In this realm characterized by honesty and openness, we encounter one of the most satisfying and enriching moments of our shared human experience. Therefore, while practicing the art of seduction, remember that the goal is not to conquer or gain something from another person. It's about both souls dancing, for ultimately, the connection that makes us feel alive, human, and authentic is what we all seek beyond passion and emotions. My beloved companion, it is the pinnacle of the art of seduction, a completed reflection exploring the art of seduction through the lens of Stoicism. We have come to understand that seduction is not just a game of attraction and rejection, but an opportunity to develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and others. Each aspect discussed today provides you with the necessary resources to evolve into an enhanced seducer and an enhanced version of yourself.